Yo, what's cracking? Your boy Jay Militant live with a Saturday night function. Ooh, that fight was ugly. When I say that fight was ugly, that fight was so ugly. It looked like somebody that went in and had plastic surgery and their whole face melted as soon as they stepped out. That's how ugly that shit. Wait for the people to come on in, see me pop up over here on the Saturday night. Oh, before I do that, let me go ahead. I have to put this link out here. Gotta tell the folks, gotta holler at the squad. The three hold on. Okay. The one Stone and Moreno are done with. Make sure we did. Okay. Let me know when we're in position so I can put Kayla straight. Okay. So you're doing all right? Fine. What? Considering you're under review. It's irrelevant, detective. You just do your job. I am. Just keeping tabs on you is part of it, especially when you're in this dude. See who slide up in here. Y'all hear in the background, I got New York Undercover on, old school 90s shit. But yeah, this ain't cutting. Yeah, that. Forget all that. What's up with the people? Let's see. Let's see. Well, you're the first. Well, you're the first of this to die. Well, you deserve the hand you're gonna play on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. I'm wait for the people to come on in. Curling, running or riding, lifting or lounging. Balance it all out. Yo, coffee in the building. Just coffee. Yeah, I'm just playing some music until some more people get up in here. I'm gonna drop the link too if you want to jump on.
recordings just got better.
So,
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording where your guest just
yep, I sure did.
Issues?
I sure did. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm about to go here real quick. Yeah, you know what, Chill? It wasn't that much that I had to watch either, because I had watched like the majority of it. It was crazy. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna play this. Oh shit.
What's happening?
Curse, what's going on?
You know, for our work, man. People movement at work, man. Black movement at work, man. All the time, man. Then you caught me. Yeah, you got me blue-handed on the mic. You understand? It's the nutty nigga.
Yeah, for real.
Pop a bottle, take a sip, knocking out the model blue. Corralo with this trippy like that nigga Nipsey Hussle also crip. What's poppin' with the homies though? We out the box with a brand new folio. Came the block down the ride like rodeo. Just for telling lies, leave your shit like Pinocchio. Don't turn up, gotta turn down. I go and if you don't know, better learn now by the third round. The big chick wanna switch over. Just to come through and cop back my pistol, a dick for her. That's all she called for. But ain't no love for these bras, I'm trying to ball home. Gotta stay on the job. See you tomorrow. No evidence like big press on the bar, yo. What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? I ain't tripping, keep these bitches on the nuts, cuz. I ain't tripping unless these niggas trip with us, cuz. Back in C-No, we always in the west, cuz. What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? I ain't tripping, keep these bitches.
Oh, we're gonna talk about a few things tonight, Curse. If you live in Denver, would you vote for Chance Roberts?
Out the bottle with it, no need for the cup, cousin.
Bitches
like fleas on the net.
I don't know.
Take a lot of niggas cause we in a rush, cousin.
I don't know.
Giving a fuck, cousin, like I'm celibate.
Because I got Jesse on the other end too. That, you know what I'm saying? So vote for. But I mean, to be honest with you, I probably would go for Jesse only because I know him personally. You know, ain't nothing against Terrence, but I know Jesse personally, so you know, I would swing my vote his way. As a matter of fact, it would be Jesse because I actually donated to his campaign. That's correct. About to see those. What's up, Crib? Trying out me a hoe, bitch. I'm gonna build my cruise on. Got your red phone, trying to poke in the blue zone. Just kick cat. You can see cool. I ain't trying to give a nigga wings like a Red Bull. My grippin' got wings like a Blue Jay. And the booty got wings like two Jack. Make that ass clap for a real nigga. It up like fuck how you feel, nigga. You throwing up songs like a deaf mute. Just so you can get left with a West Coast. What's up, cuz? I need a double shot. After 2 o'clock, we get it cracking in the parking lot. I'm the reason that your bitch like fat boys. Big quick niggas going out of that. Oh, it's called What's Up, cuz? It's by T Netty and the crew.
What's up, cuz? What's up, cuz? I ain't tripping, keep these bitches on the nuts, cuz. I ain't tripping, let these niggas trip with us. I ain't tripping, I can see no, we always in the rush, cuz. What's up, cuz?
I'm about to drop the link in the chat. Hold on, let me go ahead and do this real quick. We definitely gonna be talking about that fight. How many of y'all seen the fight tonight? That's what I want to know. How many of y'all caught the fight tonight? You know what I'm saying? Oh, as a matter of fact, chill. I got a song. I'm about to play with the homies. Now the homie's not a banger or anything. He's just your everyday street cat. But he got barred, and I don't know why I couldn't remember because his name, but I was just having a blockage. But his name is Ice Mees, and this song right here is called Fake Friends.
Tell them again, them fake friends ain't got love for me. But I ain't tripping, they already know what's up with me. They see I handle business, I don't need no more company. I'm saying, I'll be moving around.
Oh no, I was talking about the Crawford Spence fight. No, I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have coffee.
If I put my hands up, I do it for the children. I put mentions on the answer from the stage to front page. Now I'm asking what's the issue with the broken, no fixing these haters with no difference. Now I'm deaf to it, so I don't listen. You can lead them to water, but you can't make them go fish. So I'm moving smarter now. I practice social distance. Tell them again, them fake friends ain't got love for me. But I ain't tripping, they already know what's up with me. They see I handle business, I don't need no more company. I'll be moving around this thing, so tell them again, them fake friends ain't got love for the kid. That's the reason I ain't with them. So I'm think I love for the kid. That's the reason I ain't with them. They want to be in your position. They seeing how the people treat you different when they mention you and they don't get attention. It's envy that can make the closest people want to kill us. They hate the way you live because they wishing they could feel it, but you destined for this moment. Your blessings came from grinding early morning. Never giving up and staying focused. Now you finally made it. You felt like it was time that you was wasting. Now you know that what's important was your patience. Tell them again, there's no friends, only family in my circle is deeper than what you see that's on the surface. I wake up with a purpose. I'm speaking for the people I encourage. Plant a seed, and one day you see it flourish. Tell them again, them fake friends ain't got love.
Hey, what's going on, Casey?
Tripping, they already know what's up with me. They see I handle business.
Yeah, he one of them.
Company, I'm saying. I'll be moving around this thing, so tell them again, them fake friends ain't got love for the kid. That's the reason I ain't with them. So I'ma tell them again, them fake friends ain't got love for the kid. That's the reason I ain't with them.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm about to play another one of the homies. But he the cat I'm about to play right now. Yeah, the bass left on. Now the homie right here, he from Old Susun, the town next over from mine. This is one of his old cuts he came out with a few years back. His name is Deuce. Have you heard Dex, God's Eyes? Nah, I haven't.
Check me out, though. I'm getting money now, counting it in large amounts. So I'm out here shining every day like the sun is out. Fuck the dummy route, I'll be on the money route, trying to get it all damn night until the sun is out. If my gun is out, better watch your fucking mouth. I haven't run up in your gun like what you talking about. What you talking about? Might be on the happy route, stripping niggas down like empty all your pockets out. You can try it out, see what we really about. Get your whole team fight, just like the Waffle House. Even in the club, still on my paper route. I always got a foot up in the door. I keep an open house. We can work it out. If not, you can jerk it out. And if you got a problem with my team, we can twerk it out. What could you heard about? I'm a spread the word about me and my goons. This is soon. This is word of mouth. So what's the word about? Big guns, homicide, and what they worry about. Nigga, you could really die. Taking away the meat demands today, but don't play cause you ain't ready to leave. Look on your face makes it easy to say that part you ain't ready to be. No, I can show you things that your eyes can't see. With my focus, you can never see me. Like I told you before, you need to slow your flow, cause you don't want it with me. You don't want it with me. Cause I smash dudes, bad dudes. A rude boy with a motherfucking attitude. Ain't enough fucking gratitude out here on this planet or can splattered in that nigga dudes. And if so, then I need to, cause I'm the only number one that be called by two. It's so through, I'm so cool, I'm so buttered, I'm so easy, I'm so bright, you gotta love them.
Hey, what's going on?
I be out here shining like
Awesome New Sports, what's going on? Hey.
Young through stunner. You ain't seen me like Stevie Wonder. And that's word to the mother. Niggas won't beef, I can give it to your smother. Cause I'm a cold motherfucker. I ain't hit you with a bucker. Now I ain't taking away to meet your man's today. So don't play cause you ain't ready to leave. Fire, look on your face, makes it easy to say that probably do you ain't ready for me. Show you things that your eyes can't see. With wide focus, you can never see me. Like I told you before, you need to slow your roll, cause you don't want it with me. You don't want it with me. Call me Young Dude Stunner. You ain't seeing me like Stevie Wonder. And that's word to the mother. Niggas won't beef, I can give it to your smother. Call me Young Dude Stunner. You ain't seeing me like Stevie Wonder. Cause I'm a cold motherfucker. I hit you with the plucker. Now I can take you away to meet your man today. So don't play cause you ain't ready to leave. Look on your face makes it easy to say that partner dude, you ain't ready for beef. No, I can show you things that your eyes can't see. With wide focus, you can never see me. Like I told you before, you need to slow your roll, cause you don't want it with me. You don't want it. I can take you away to meet your man today. So don't play cause you ain't ready to leave. Look on your face makes it
That's funny.
partner dude, you ain't ready for beef. No, I can show you things that your eyes can't see. With wide focus, you can never see me. Like I told you
Before you need to slow your roll, cause you don't want it with me. All right, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and drop this link. Let's see. Took a little D money, turned it into key money. Now I'm about to turn that into Master P money. My connect 11, because I just started birdie, just like a student from Gal Berkeley. Amazing here. You know, the hammer's up in here, and we could dance like Hammer was up in here. Blood passing, sipping Bo Jackson, E-Pill Pop, E-Bike Paxson, tag team champions. Getting money in the traffic, high on perp, all my plastic. Yeah, switched up drastic. Get their ass kicked. So when the shots rang, I finna fuck my hump and make a big sign. Get it off and get my hood right about that. Like you that. I'm named Mac Loaded, you can call me Mac. That's for real. Get back track on the streets with him, trying to make my ends meet. I'm a hustle for real. I don't hustle, I don't eat, nigga. I don't hustle, I don't eat. I'm a hustle for real. I don't hustle, I don't eat. I'm on the streets with him, trying to make my ends meet. I'm a hustle for real. I don't hustle, I don't eat, nigga. I'm hustle, I don't eat. Man, I came from the bottom of the well to the soul right now on Army. Now you clocking. Older, I grew tree down, but I used to push colder. Yeah, this is the last song, y'all. We can make a bitch niggas up like soldiers. Like you told you. Running on my mind, so I gotta stay focused. Pushing for the tree, I'm a DJ mode. So I push a hard rock like the homeboy Red. Bones on my toes, I'm sleeping in the red. Big red, be a must be a broke game. A hustle real, stay fitted every day. And it's big shit, homie, when I bust that thing. Money on my money, money on my money. The Cali don't cut, the Cali won't share. Around 96, my customers in the turn flip. And that's the comment, it was born from the turn. Right then, that's the route I took. Never playing by the book, nigga, one time shook. Started small time, when the go work, wanted to take off running, but had to go first. But the woods with the 5, 10, 20s before I
knew it, I was playing with a little money. I stayed flat from the top to man, I got him fresh, and it's all from the street life. All night shift, making sure I eat right. Doing whatever for that almighty dollar bill, so I can live in that big house in the head hustle. I'm on the streets with heat, trying to make my ends meet. I'm a hustle for real, hustle my
Only 5 songs played? Not surprised, I understand. Yeah, it's just, I decided to play music at the last second.
I'm used to like the wind, floating on the clouds. High from the sky, looking down on these clouds. I'm a fly guy, look down on these clowns. Call me hate, I heard her turn smiles into frowns. Suitable on my body, made me 3-piece. Gators on my feet when I step in the streets. Smooth operator when I step to the beat. Yeah, smooth operator when I step to a beat. Coast to coast from the bay, I go smooth criminal. My nickname is Michael. Got the car Cali like we spinning at the sideshow. Yes, we about it. Yeah, I'm winning with my side hoe. Ranting on my whistle, she a genie in a bottle. Counting on my dough while I sip on some Moscato. Pressure on the road, but I still keep it live though. I got a bitch like G, shot a new jack. She a murder nigga, plus run on my ass. Just another day on the flat top. Selling coke, posting lows on the laptop. Slugs eat your face when the laptop. Plus I got them players with the face like Madlock. Okay, I was broken, having pimples, the pimpin' bimbos. Now I'm a sex symbol. I can tell a bitch I don't need your help. So you can play like Fantasia and freak yourself. I got pills, weed myself. Look, punk rock, bitch, I feed myself. Yeah, it's the ball, baby. I ain't been fucking hoes, I've been getting hit. Lately ain't one wood from a set, but we all shady. And only thing I go by is fucking I'm on the streets with heat, trying to make my ends meet. I'm a hustle for real, if I don't hustle my weed, nigga. If I don't hustle my weed, I'm a hustle for real. If I don't hustle my weed, I'm on the streets with heat, trying to make my ends meet. I'm a hustle for real, if I don't hustle my weed, nigga. If I don't hustle my weed, I'm a hustle for real.
Yo, what's going on, Lonnie? Hey, you know what? I'm gonna play one more for y'all. I gotta go take a bathroom break real quick, y'all. I'll be right back.
All facts, no fiction, nigga. Came a long way, baby. When it first started, though, somebody from Beach, though. Take it back, nigga. I got my swag from the mug, hustle from the ability. Yeah, game from the OG killers, pub up watch TV. 4-5 niggas in the YBG. Who the fear girls go running, but I love my rich niggas from the CPB. They know me gambles from the crib from the FPD. And for that, my niggas till I eat. In the mind, till my two, I love it. If when he come on, I have a for the brick run. Little Mac P, my brother to the end. For his birthday, I have a Mac 10. Fuck a fish, put on low, cause he was joking with me. It tastes good, cause he was laying in the bushes with me. And when I blow, I bottom mission coming to the shit was the first. I leave in the fast in the gym. Look, man, see the back in the day, but it does get from my man. Look, yeah, that's no good. It's in the project, but this now, look, there's little, of course, was in. I gave my love like that, then my soul's back. I know my niggas so proud of me. I know my bitches so proud of me. I know my niggas so proud of me. I remember only time nigga ride killed you because it was just like your turn. What you about to do? Yeah. Alright, well, yeah, go to see it. When we talk about this, don't be acting like no bitch need it. Go around the town like where the sucker go. Beat you go, walking in the cold snow. It's time to roll. When he come out, you get him and I'ma hit his hole. Turn that nigga to a fucking ghost. And that ugly ass bitch to a vegetable. Yeah, that's how we do it on the West. Gonna be cool. Need a fuck. Tell me how I'm low. I don't need no motherfucking help. Bounce that way down, now I'm bouncing out by myself. You see how far I came, trying to hook up with this rap to get out of the game. Yeah, Was rapping that day, tell the truth, you ain't good at that. You had your turn, now it's my time. Got fresh from 21, they call me prime time. Key in a coat, eat by the boat. I run shit, nigga. Who say vote? Come to stone flow, you fucking with an SP. MVP nominated for a SP. I finesse the beat, no two left beat. Give me triple 26s full of two jet ski. A nigga gave a nigga 5,000 come and hit me. I'm so offended, feel I was worth 50. But fuck that sucker, man, I stick with Pierce, spent 10,000 on it. I ain't never scared. Little twins, back in the I know my niggas so proud of me. Man, I know my bitches so proud of me. Man, I know my niggas so proud of me. Remember, twins, I'm back in the back. Little West, from here, like, yeah, little West, right. My soul's back. I know my niggas so proud of me. I know my bitches so proud of me. I know my niggas so proud. I go to tell.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I'm back. Are you going to sleep? All right, for sure. Ron for coming through. See Lonnie in the building. I'm gonna drop this link again for whoever wants to jump on in. Get back. So when you take an L, gotta get it back. Hey, this is slap too. Gonna get back. Getting stacks. So I'll bounce back. All crack. Okay. Yeah, I see everybody dipped off. I said I had to go run and take a bathroom break. Everybody cut off. They're like, oh no. Yeah, it took a little bit longer because I got called to do something else real quick. So I'm about to go make me some tea in a minute. Well, here in a second. But there go the link, y'all. You know, I plan on being on here for a little while. So I had to cut my live off. I was doing abruptly earlier. You know, the homies came through. I'm holding it. I have. Oh, okay. Yo, Coffee, you still in the building too? Coffee, Lonnie? Yo, Chill, you still in here? Cause I was gonna touch on that. I was gonna touch on what I seen on the doc. That was a good doc too, y'all. If y'all haven't seen the Hollow documentary, y'all go and check that out. Straight up. Yeah, I see that. Reveal yourself. Reveal yourself now. Yeah. Hold on. Let me phone that back. Okay. I'm being distracted by the music. Yeah, but that fight though, if I got on the panel, what will you ask ask me, Jay? What would I ask you? I don't have no questions. Um, or how will we start the conversation? Oh, sure. I don't know. You know me, I just go for it. But that fight though, that fight was ugly. I did not expect Spence to go out like that. That was horrible. Like he's really going to have to redeem himself after this one, because I mean, he kept dropping his hands, he kept exposing his head, and Crawford was just teeing off, pop, 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 knocked him down early in the fight, and then what was that round? Was it round 8 or round 9? He knocked him down twice in the same round. But in between them knockdowns, he was just, Spencer's face was like a punching bag, and you could see his nose was bleeding, his eyes was puffing up, his cheeks was puffing up, because all he was doing it was just taking punishment. Yeah, yeah, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Yeah, it was bad. When I say it was bad, it was bad. Oh, oh,
Real, get up. Your dad, Victoria. Get up.
you know, nah, I did not know that. That was funny. Yeah, I know Errol Spence is not laughing. I mean, his face looked like hamburger meat. I'm watching the thing. I'm like, put your hands up. That's the best I got for you if we were. Now I know a little bit about Rocky. And hey, Spence, that's how Spence was looking. He was looking like every Rocky movie, how Rocky would be looking.
Quick play. Real? No, put it back.
I can see it. Put your hands up. Put your. That's what he should have been doing. No, I liked the UFC before it became to guys hugging. Oh, yeah, I used to be into UFC too, a lot. Matter of fact, funny thing, two men enter and just beat the blood. Yeah. Now I did hear that Ronda Rousey's supposed to be returning to the UFC. I don't know how much of that is true, but that's kind of been like the buzz I've been hearing because she's about to leave wrestling. I remember if you're allowed so many UFC fights, period. I know some things about wrestling, which explains the real reason why Iceman retired. Yeah, he did his 33 or 38 or some 30 number. Oh yeah, 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 exactly. Yo, hold on one more second. I'm about to go grab my tea. All right, y'all, I'm back. I am back. Oh, we got Steve Ross in the building. What's going on, Steve? How's it going on over there in Australia? The even fucked up NASCAR making it two parts. Oh yeah, we're part of an endurance race. Dude. Now I understand, not two short races. Yeah, I'm not really into NASCAR. I mean, I've watched a couple races, here and there. Um, Now, like Jeff Gordon, when he was racing, I supported him because he's a local kid. So, but my knowledge of NASCAR, oh, don't mind me, y'all. I had to go make me a sandwich real quick. Um, when he was racing, oh no, that's what I was gonna say. My knowledge of NASCAR is as far as watching highlights on Sports Center. You know, every race isn't in the format of the yearly $1 million race that is 3 segments. Okay. Oh, that's good to hear. Dale Earnhardt taught Jeff Gordon, who taught Jimmy Johnson. Oh yeah. Yeah, like you go all the way back to when Kyle Petty. Um, so many others. Now I would like to go to one because it looked hella fun going to one. Hell Yarborough. Oh, that's another driver. Because when it comes to racing, racing gets a lot of coverage from NASCAR to the Indy. I've been to a few. That was the reason for the first time that Daytona 500 got rained out. My grandest student was the cause of the second the next year. Yeah, during the Petty era. Yeah. Um. Now I did try to get into the Indies. Well, I've kind of, it's crazy because growing up, like on the weekends, I'll turn on the TV and there's not like a game on of another sport I watch. I would keep it on there and watch the Indy races. And then Danica Patrick came up. Miss, I can't win a race.
What's up, Jay?
Yo, what's going on?
Yeah, man. Talking about Cal Yarborough. Oh, excuse me. I'm drinking Pepsi back here. So, what I was talking about is whenever Jimmy Johnson matched the GOATs, he matched Richard Petty on 7 trophies of winning the NASCAR. He matched Cal Yarborough on doing 3 in a row. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So he matched all the GOATs, and then suddenly they changed the rule on him. All the rules on him. And then the next year, they made it the segments races. And I'm like, oh, Jimmy's not winning now. Because it came back, it came to my thought, you're supposed to go around the track, period, until there's a crash or there's rain or there's debris or an actual legitimate reason. You don't break apart the laps that you're supposed to be running into scheduled pit stops. That's what the $1 million race is for. You go by who enters, and it's like something about points is who sets up the first lineup, and the second lineup is determined by who crosses the finish line at the end of the first segment. The entire thing gets inverted, and then the third segment is determined by who winds up in the lead of the second segment, and then they flip-flop second and last, third and second to last. You get my point? And then they flip-flop the field. But the leader stays in front from the second segment. And that's how they do dollar race every.
I noticed that.
But that's what they did on the $1 million race. And the $1 million race hasn't been there since they started these new rules, is also what I'm pointing at. And even my Uncle Weiss, I call him Weiss as a nickname. Even Weiss, he fucking said he didn't even recognize what I was pointing at. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, there's no $1 million race this year. He's like, what do you mean? It's like, just watch. And then the next year came around, he said, and then I said, do you remember what the $1 million race is? He's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, bro, you don't remember? And then that was the year they did the segments.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, because I remember Jimmy Johnson. He was talking about it. I think it was either during like a press conference or he was doing an interview or something, and he was not happy. He was not happy at all.
He was going for 8, and he'd been trying to go for 8 for like 2 or 3 years in the row. And the third year is whenever they changed the rules. The 4th year is whenever they installed the segments. The 5th year, they took away his crew chief the 5th year. The 6th year, he left NASCAR.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know what I noticed about NASCAR? If it's not coming from like a traditional way, or like if your last name isn't that of a traditional racer, they tend to give you a side eye and kind of make things a little bit more difficult for you, even though you're one of, if not the greatest driver in the history of NASCAR. But if you don't fall under that tradition, then it seems like they always want to snake.
I want you to take that philosophy that you just had with NASCAR. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
And put it on politicians and the people that rule and control the world.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely do that.
If you ain't within the 13 families, you ain't getting dick shit, nothing. 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 You are not allowed to be upper middle class, let alone anywhere within the high class. Fuck you. You are a slave. You are a useless eater.
Yep. And see, I figured that out when Eddie Murphy came out with that movie Distinguished Gentleman. And it showed in that movie how if your last name, because the senator or the congressman last name was Johnson. So if your last name was Johnson and your first name was anywhere close to that, well, actually, it didn't even matter. As long as your name was Johnson and you could tie that into that tree, oh, you good. And they just let him right on in with no problems.
Okay. I might blow your mind, but I do have a preliminary question. Do you remember the movie Head of State with Chris Rock?
Uh-huh.
Okay, you remember this movie, yes?
Yeah.
That was predictive programming for Barack Obama.
Oh, facts.
I went there. Yes, I did. And you know how I do shit. It's like, have you seen this movie? Do you know what predictive programming is? Oh shit, that's what that was? Hell yeah, that was while Monica was sucking Bill's dick that was thinking about a black president. You fucking right. You are fucking right. You hit the nail on the head there, Jay.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, have you seen this meme? It says, I remember when they tried to do that in a small town. You know what they're talking about? Jason Aldean tried that in a small town. I remember when they tried to do that in a small town, and the words are in front of Kyle Rittenhouse walking around with his gun. The last thing before the COVID virus became a thing. I remember when they were trying to do that in a small town. You see what happened to Kyle Rittenhouse, huh?
Right. Yep.
I'm not saying what's going on with him now. You've seen what he had to go through and what he's still technically going through because nobody wants that motherfucker around.
Yeah. I did see that. Yeah, that it. It's crazy because it's like when they come out with these movies and documentaries, it's like only a small percentage of the population actually gets it. They know what's going on. And then the majority of society is still going along with the status quo.
I was having this conversation. Go ahead.
And then when it becomes a reality, now they just screaming around like, oh no, what do we do? Well, if you would have been paying attention, you would have knew what to do in the first place.
That reminds me. We warned them about 9/11.
Yeah.
We warned them about COVID. Now we're warning them about Project Bluebeam. Do you think they're going to listen?
Oh no.
I'm not crazy here. The only people I am warning anymore about this information is people that are up here on the mountain with me and that understand what it is. And understand if we try to explain what it is by humanizing it with words, we are tarnishing what it actually is.
Right. Exactly. So then it doesn't become like oh my goodness, we need to do something. It comes like, oh yeah, that might not even really happen. So I'm just gonna go on about my day.
Yeah, why do you think I'm not telling these sheeple about Project Bluebeam? I'm telling only the people in the know about Project Bluebeam. And I
Yeah,
said Project Bluebeam was opening up before they even started this UAP bullshit. Like 3 or 4 days,
uh-huh.
like 2 weeks, literally. I was like, everybody pay attention. I have a rising suspicion they're about to open up the case file of Project Bluebeam. Because whenever people were talking about coronaviruses, there was memes going out to this sheeple about Project Bluebeam's next, Project Bluebeam on the rise, Project Bluebeam's coming, and that's exactly what it is. It's the fraud, the lie that extraplanetary beings are here. And what I was explaining earlier to an individual is that on the truth on I can't say this word properly, but there's a planetary civilization scale. I'll say it this way. There's a civilization scale of how far you are up on the scale. And it's determined by the amount of power of your planet you use. Humans are on the 0.7 of this scale. In order to travel from the nearest star that most likely has planets on it where inhabitants can reside with on plausibly XXXY Z plus 2 to the exponent of 72. Moving along, if you can travel this far within a single lifetime of your generation of species, I think we've had this conversation, you're at least level 2 on that civilization scale, which means one of them can blink their eyeballs and our planet would be gone. And my question to you is, why would you have a quarrel with an ant? And that's how they perceive us. Continue with your show.
Oh yeah. Oh well, you know, it's to see this. I try to understand how can I want to say this correctly, and I don't want to anything out. I've been really trying. Well, I won't say trying because I've been doing. I've been like really learning and getting into the concepts of how society continues to go to a blind eye. It's like if it was about any other topic, it could be any other topic, right? And it could be a little small, minute hint, clue, something. The brain is going to automatically be like, oh, well, hold on, let me go and check this out because, might be something to this. But when it comes to this type of information, these type of topics, this type of reality, the hints that have been given, people have been taking it more as an entertainment value than a reality value. And so now you got people scrambling around trying to figure out what is reality and what is not reality. And that's why it's important that we have these conversations so we can take that other part out and the reality of it can just be the focal point. And people could, even if they don't have a full understanding of it, they could be aware that this is going on and they could prepare themselves.
Okay, to your first point, there was an experiment. I can't remember any legitimate shit. You'll have to figure out how to search it yourself. But there was an experiment that was done on rats. All right, mice. Let me say mice specifically because me and you have the understanding that through science, mice have the closest thing to our brains. Chimpanzees have the closest thing to our bodies, right? Right? Like chimpanzees have the closest things to the human Homo sapien body, and rats have the closest thing to the Homo sapien brain, right? We can agree with this, right?
Oh yeah, thanks.
Okay, so they set up an experiment with mice, And the first generation, they were giving them exactly enough to eat every day.
Mhm.
The second generation, they did the exact same thing, exactly enough to eat every day. Third generation, everything's still fine. Everybody's still getting the same amount every day to eat. Everybody's to their self getting their personal daily portion to eat. Fourth generation, everything's fine. Okay, they leave it alone. They let them go to 8, 9 generations is whenever they pop back in. By the time they pop back into the 8th or 9th generation, they realize that chaos has ensued and all the mice are fighting the other mice for the resources that is enough exactly for everyone. That's the first little tidbit I want to get to your first shit. Your second one is the people in control have brainwashed society slowly over the years, back even in the late 1800s. And over years, progressively, it has gotten more intoxicated from the brainwashing because they have advanced it to a higher level each time they've been able to do so. So, therefore, the brainwashing to those individuals that are stuck, it's like 5, 4, 6, 12 generations deep in them that they're not going to listen. And to your
That's
third
true.
point, yes. And to your third point, yes. At some point in time, it was epic. It was awesome to go out to the sheeple and say, hey, do you know this? Hey, do you understand this? But now, Jay, it's honestly, and if everything I say is bullshit, and this is one of them statements, if everything I say is bullshit, and you only believe this one thing I say, it is insanity to do a repeated action expecting a different result. If we continue to tell these sheeple about the information and they continue to do the same thing, the same result, and we're continuing to repeat to tell them, warning them about shit, we become the insane ones. So this is why I've started to refuse to tell sheeple information unless they come to me and ask for it. Now that's a different platform.
Right. Nah, I definitely get that. I definitely get that. That's and that's kind of just like where my mind is at too. Because uh because a group of my friends, we were having a discussion one time, and this is right around the time 2012. And you remember how everybody was going crazy, like the world's going to end in 2012, and you remember how they came out with the movie and everything. And my point was in that conversation was like, okay, I'm not going to say whether or not the world's going to end because I don't know when the world is going to end. But I do know this: if something big happens, I'm not going to be the one to stick my hand out for somebody else to grab onto. You either be right here when it jumps off so we can leave together, or you're going to be left behind because I don't have time to be waiting for somebody to pick up something that's already been put there long before conversations even had of this. So I'm not going to waste my time waiting for you. And even devolving information, that's why the information that I do give, I stick with more of the historical side of things and not go into like what we're talking about, because it would be like talking to a wall. You know, you're talking to a wall and the wall's not going to respond, obviously, right? So that's kind of like talking to these people is like you're talking to them, but it's not registering in their brain unless you put special effects behind what you're saying. Then you might get them to pay attention for about an hour or two, but then it's
Trust
right
me.
back to the same old status quo.
Oh, I know what you're saying there. I know what you're saying there. Yes, I've done that before as well. I've caught other people's attention by being flashy and special effects while I'm doing it to show them that, hey, this is real, this is the energy, this is how it works, this is what we're doing. And prime examples, two of my fucking recent students, they're still victims of the machine. They're pumping a baby out and they're making the machine give them so much money by grinding away their hours and their sweat constantly every day, and they have no time for each other, and it's putting a strain on their relationship.
I think you went out again, Curse.
Oh, I mute up and I unmute, and I had other things to say, and I was like, I don't know, because I forgot what they were. Oh, you was talking about 2012. Well, there was a few things going on there. Oh, I wanted to flip over the board and tell you the conspiracy theory shit that's actually on the wall. Like, it won't stick, but it definitely gets a good throw. You get my point?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. All right, so they rigged the rapture and the sky is holographic. What do you think about these two topics? They will rig the rapture. When the rapture occurs, it's going to be a cinematic event happening in real time in real life. Number two, the sky is a hologram. The sky is fake. And I can show it to you because there's videos on TikTok where people have literally seen it be dark time. It's like dark time like it is right now. And then the sky is as bright as it is during the day. And then as soon as they make verbal recognition that the sky lit up like it is as bright as day, the sky turns off again.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yep.
Like, I've already
exactly
thought the sky was fake. I already was screaming Chicken Little, the sky is falling, because you know what happened?
Yeah.
It was a UFO. It was a UFO cloaking panel that hit him. The sky's fake.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying you cannot go to outer space. By all means, I'm saying outer space is there. I'm just saying what you see above you as you're stuck on the ground is fake.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And to the point of they have to rig the rapture.
Of miles away in the outer space, but we're able to physically see those things. Now, that's not saying that all the stars that's up there are legitimate stars.
Right, there's a lot of space debris and shit. I forgot where I was going. I thought of something. Oh, about they rigged the rapture. Because you're definitely in the community that the Mandela effect is real. Correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
So Berenstein turned to Berenstain. The Monopoly guy lost his monocle. Shit like this, right? That occurred, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so now, at that point in time, if I was GOD, I would have fucking intervened. I don't care what religion. I would have intervened. Humans are getting too powerful. They done fucking fucked up real bad. You get what I'm saying there?
Exactly.
If I was GOD, I would have intervened. I would have intervened. I would have been like, oh, hell no. Here comes the fire and brimstone. You get my point?
Yeah, exactly.
I would have made Jupiter fling a rock at us. I would have made Jupiter fling a rock at us, and by that time we didn't have DART, that thing that we can shoot a missile at an asteroid to knock an asteroid out of orbit or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah.
By that time we didn't have that yet. We didn't have that technology yet. That wasn't plausible. We would have been dead. So since we are not on a linear timeline, you're in the Mandela community. Therefore, you agree that we are not on a fixed timeline. We are not on a singular timeline. That's what you're also agreeing to, correct?
Oh, yeah.
So religion relies on a linear timeline. An
Yeah,
event has
exactly.
to occur, then another event has to occur, then this event has to occur in order for this event to occur, and that event occurs, correct? That's what linear timeline
Yep.
means.
Yep. Absolutely
So,
correct.
now, if we're at the process of, holy fuck, shit, we're not in the same reality we was in, that disproves religion right there. That makes every religion invalid. Like, holy fuck, dog. That in
Oh, exactly.
itself invalidates religion. All religion. The fucking Buddhists, the Shivas, the fucking Allahs, all of them.
Mhm.
It invalidates
Yep.
every fucking one of them. Even way
The same
back in
last movie.
Zeus and Odin time, it invalidates them.
Yeah. Not for real. It does.
Because we're no longer on a linear timeline. The moment that we jump timelines, that invalidates every tulpa. They all become imaginative beings at that exact
Oh
moment.
yeah. Yeah. It kills the whole argument.
Yes, that's why Elon Musk, whenever he was doing his prototypes for Neuralink, why do you think
Uh-huh.
I was saying he was playing with loaded dice? He's going to figure out whether we're string theory or M theory by doing this, simulation theory or multiverse theory by doing this. And honestly, I know he found out that we're multiverse theory. I know he
Oh,
did by what he's doing. I told you he was playing with
oh,
loaded dice and he figured out the fucking answer. Go ahead.
oh yeah, nah, exactly. That's why he's been able to do the things that he's been able to do, and he's not doing it the quote unquote status quo way of doing things because he knows what it is. That's why everything that he does has a certain purpose to it. He doesn't move like your traditional corporate type tycoon. No, he knows what it is.
I want to make a joke
You
real
know.
quick. These
Oh, go ahead.
Trumpites think that Trump is doing like 5D chess or some shit. No, fucking Elon Musk is playing 8D chess. I cannot even keep up with this motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, hold on real quick. Okay, I'm back.
I've been here. Man, it's fucking crazy. The shit that we're being cattled towards. Cattled and corralled towards, bro. And we
Oh yeah.
can't do anything about it because there's 7 billion fucking idiots falling right in line. We have 8 billion
Mhm.
motherfuckers, all right? 1% of
Yep.
8 billion is 8 million. And that's how many elite we have. All right? You double
Right.
that number just for shits and giggles. And that's how many blue and white UN helmets are going to descend upon your 100,000 100,000 K town, your 100,000 people town.
Right.
What the fuck are you going to do? There's 100,000 of us. Even if we all grouped in one fucking area, there's 100,000 of us that can say, okay, I kind of sort of understand what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then there's even
But it's
less
not enough
on
though.
your level. Exactly. There's even less on your level, Jay. And if we're both at the same tier, there's like maybe 2,000 of us. And you know what? The people we learned from, the people that taught us, there's a couple hundred of them, or a couple tens of them, Jay. And some of them
Yep.
don't even exist anymore. That's why it's dropped down to a couple tens.
Well, yeah, well, like so like when I was heavy on Facebook, you know, outside of the political things that I was involved in at the time, whenever I would make a post speaking about this or something along the lines of this, I would either get a 30-day block, or the people that came onto my post would sit there and try to debate me and try to refute the information that I gave, even though the information that I gave can't be refuted.
Okay,
but that
check this
just
out.
went into showing me that there's a lot of dummies out here.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of idiots. But check this one out. You know how you went to quote unquote Facebook jail? Dude, they sent me
Yeah.
to the guillotine. There's 4 or 5 accounts that they just chopped my head right off. Nope, you're not allowed to come back in. You are banned. That's how bad I was. That's how bad I was. I did not get the chance to get a 7-day warning, a 10-day warning, a 30-day warning. No, I went to the guillotine straight up.
Oh, well, let me tell you this. Okay, I almost came close to that. But instead, you know what they did with me? Do you remember that that thing that they had created called the what was it? The black extremist something?
Oh my gosh. You spoke out against it, didn't you?
No, actually, I got put on the list.
Wow. Wow.
Because I was, you know, as I've spoken about before, I come from the Black Power community. So a lot of the things that I was speaking about was coming from the perspective of my people and my history. And the more that I spoke out on it, they noticed that I had a voice, a powerful voice, because people was gravitating to what I was saying. And so they took that and decided to put me on the list, even though I'm not out there protesting with guns and shit like that. I'm just coming on the internet, you know what I'm saying, providing information to the people that did not know what it was, or trying to uplift my people in providing the information that they needed to hear to uplift themselves. They didn't ban me, they just took it. And it was kind of like, it's kind of like what they did with Malcolm. And I'm not saying I'm on Malcolm's level or anything like that, but they didn't quote unquote cancel him. No, they let him continue to speak. They just put him in a different category until it was time to push that button.
Okay. I'll give you a same kind of example, wholly different scenario that happened to me. All right. I went to apply for a passport. I got told I was on a no-fly list. I got told I was on a no-fly list, bro. And before I asked the question, I sat back and I thought to myself, and my question that came out of my mouth was, is it because I was accused of being a terrorist at 17? And they said, yes, sir.
Wow.
They didn't tell me. I told them. And my next retort was, ma'am, I'm 34, because it happened last year. I was like, ma'am, I'm 34. That happened when I was 17. She's like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, wow.
That's fucked up.
I was charged as an adult, but the case was dismissed. because the defendant brought up the technical definition of terrorist, and it said when a group of people are in fear of a person's words or actions. There was only three
Right.
witnesses. This is how I got off. The judge said 2 is a pair, 3 is a few, 4 or more is a group. Case dismissed. There was only 3 witnesses.
They went. So you got off. You got off on the technical.
On a technicality. On a technicality. Why do you think I am so technical about words? Because I got off and I fired my lawyer. I fired my lawyer at the beginning of the case, and I still won. Like the first thing on record, because she asked me, "Are you pleading guilty or not guilty?" I looked right at her and said, "You're fired."
Yeah, out of here.
Excuse me, I said leave, and she shook her head, and I'm like, no, leave. And the judge dismissed her because she looked at the judge, and the judge just gave her the thumb and told her to leave the room. You get my point?
Oh yeah, signal.
It was kind of like, did he just fire you? Yeah, get out. If he fired you, let go. Just go. And I'm like, yes, Your Honor. Or more or less, I nodded to the judge. I was like, yeah, I just fired her, like letting him know. Yeah, I approved. I told her to leave. Right. And he started the case, and I'm like, can they present their evidence? And they brought up the 3. Because I asked them, can the defendant start? That's what I said. Can it start?
Right.
They brought up there are 3 witnesses and brought up the technical definition. And the judge said his line and case dismissed. And I looked at the actual prosecutor, and I just looked at him. I just looked at him like, you are fucking stupid. I just gave him the "you are fucking stupid" look. You are a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe over me being mad because the slushy machine in the cafeteria wasn't working, and I said I was going to blow up this machine. The person in front of me and the 2 people behind me shit their pants, and they thought I was going to blow everything up. I already had an encounter with people behind me. The person in front of me and the other person had an encounter with me in elementary school. You get what I'm saying?
Damn. Yeah,
they were trying to get me back, but I'm just one of those smart people. You're not going to trap me. I've seen traps since I was 9.
Right. Yeah. You know what? That reminds me. Were you on one of my lives whenever I spoke about when I got arrested at 14 for sexual harassment?
I think I've heard you say that before.
Yeah. So how I got into quote unquote wordplay. Okay. So just to cut it. I get arrested, right? Well, first they suspend me. Then I get arrested. I do a weekend in juvie. I get out on that Tuesday after court. And so we go to trial. It was a 1-day trial. As a matter of fact, I won't even say a 1-day trial. It was more like an hour at best. So me not knowing at the time, as far as I know what sexual harassment is, but I didn't like to break down the actual meaning. I ain't never went into that. It was just, I know what sexual harassment is, as far as, somebody, sexually trying to, right. And so, I'm sitting there with my public defender, and the girl, she goes up to the stand first. So My public defender goes up there, asks her a couple questions, and then it was one question killed everything. Did he say anything directly to you? Those were her exact words. And the girl said, no, he did not. Then she turns, looks at the judge, and says, well, Your Honor, I don't know how this could be sexual harassment if my client had never said anything directly to her.
Because I was talking to my homeboy the whole time, Your Honor.
Yeah, and that's what it was. And the only time that I had interaction with her as far as that went is when she turned around and told us to stop talking about her. And I told her, I'm not going to stop talking. And me and him can continue on with our conversation. Now, the fucked up thing was I was the only one who got in trouble over this shit. But I won my trial. I won my case. Exactly. But at the flip hand side, I didn't win my case because, well, I won that portion of the case. I didn't know I was also charged with disturbing the peace. They snuck that one in there on the under. So that's what made me start really paying attention to like law and just how words are being said.
That's what made you went to lawful neutral, and you figured out the ways of lawful evil, and you use your lawful good to get yourself through. And that's what I think you are. I think you're lawful neutral. I don't think you're a chaotic good or a chaotic neutral. I think you like rules, but it depends on the rule, depends whether it helps you or harms somebody else in a certain way. You don't like rules that harms other people, but you'll take a rule that will benefit another person over a rule that doesn't benefit people. You like rules, is what I'm trying to say. And I like rules as well. I like rules as well. But I like to make rules to my benefit. So I'm the lawful evil version of that.
Right. Yeah, I do. And you hit the nail on the head. You know, that's why I've always been on the outskirts, the black sheep, the rebel, the man that walks on his own 2 feet. Because we need rules. But now if these rules that we have that have been put in place is doing more harm than good, then hell nah, I'm not about to go by them rules. Especially when if you go into those rules, you'll notice that those rules have certain standards under those, depending on the language that is put down in those rules. You see, this is where a lot of these people that put in these rules be fucking up at.
The dialect.
They be putting in certain languages, but the languages that they put in there opens up or basically clears the way for somebody to knock that rule down. Because it's like, oh, okay, well, you say I can't do A, B, and C. Okay, but I could do D, F, and G. Or X, Y, Z.
Exactly. So, random stupid question. Star Trek Captain Picard. Do you know anything about this?
Oh, I grew up on Star Trek.
Okay. So it's like I'm Thanos and you're Captain Picard, and we're sitting here having a conversation about the universe.
Oh, yep.
And that's our mindsets. That's our alignments. Is a way to generalize it to a character. You get my point?
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Or it could be Judge Dredd. Or it could be because good neutral good is Captain Picard. Lawful neutral is Judge Dredd. So it's actually Thanos and Judge Dredd having a conversation. That actually sounds better. You know who Judge Dredd is? The Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd. Not the newer one. Yeah. Wouldn't that be a cool conversation? That's a cool conversation in my book. Old school Judge Dredd versus Thanos. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's what's really going on. I thought it was Captain Picard, but it's actually Judge Dredd. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know, because I just because like ever since I was a kid, reading was something that was just I just loved to do. And being that there's a 9-year gap between me and my brother, I spent a lot of time by myself. So I was able to develop certain things that I didn't know. Well, people call them gifts. Some people call it natural instincts. But it was just something that I did because internally, I always seen the world differently than everybody else did. And so whenever, like when I got older and these conversations would come up and I would explain my side of things, I would always get this look like, huh? What? Nah, that can't be. What? Where'd you get that from? And so that's when I had to like, okay, I can't have conversations with these people. I got love for them and we could talk about anything else. But when it comes to these certain topics, I cannot talk to y'all with because y'all still working on that image that they put in front of y'all. So these type of conversations, I'll say what?
I can't talk. I really cannot have. I have fun with conversations with flat earthers, but I really cannot have a conversation with a Tulpa lover. It just we can't get anywhere if you're worshiping something. We just can't. We're stuck on the first layer here, and you can't get past if you're worshiping something. If you think the politics are going to save you, we're still stuck on the first layer, motherfucker. We need to get up to layer 2. And I'm ready to get into layer 3, but I'm not quite good enough. That's why I say we're about on the same tier. We're both in layer 2 here, Jay. I'm telling you the truth because I seen a layer 3 motherfucker, and holy fuck, Jay, holy fuck.
Oh, I'm going.
I'm quite sure you've walked upon a layer 3 motherfucker before and realized that you are only a layer 2 individual.
Oh man, I went in thinking I was knowing something. I came out of it like, oh shit, I still got a long way to go.
Oh yeah, start talking to a motherfucker that you can actually flip a coin in front of 100 times, and 51 out of that 100, he'll tell you what it'll land on. Start talking to a motherfucker that can do that shit. Tell you what reality will the outcome be. And you will realize that you are only on layer 2, Jay. And that knocked me off of my horse too. Back whenever I was like 24, 28, that's what knocked me off of my horse. Whenever I met a fucking 19-year-old that was throwing me around like worse than a rag doll, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like mentally, like we didn't physically fight, like just mind wars, like what I know versus what he knows and shit like that. It's like this dude was ragdolling me. I'm like, wow.
Intellectual warfare.
Exactly.
You know, but you see, that's why when it comes to people like us, we really should have our own community, like where we all come together like twice a week, once a week or whatever, and have these conversations because at the end of the day, it's going to be us that they're going to lean on to figure this shit out when this shit goes kaboom.
And yes, I fully agree with you. It's like I said, I am accepting of a person that wants to go from layer 1 to layer 2. But I am not accepting of a person that's either still stuck on the 0 layer or stuck on politics or religion. I cannot deal with these kind of people. These people do not want to learn. These people do not want to process. These people want to have faith. And what is faith going to get you, Jay? I'm going to let you answer this. What does faith get?
Oh, you cut out that at the end.
I asked you, what does faith give you? And I'll give you a prime example. You were there in the 90s. We had faith it would get better. It would change. We had faith it would change. It sure the fuck changed, didn't it, Jay?
Yeah, it got
What did
worse.
faith get you? What did faith get you? It's the
A
same
church
thing from
was
the
in the
Nickelback
slums.
song. Yeah, it's the same thing from the Nickelback song. They all told us love would save us, but look what love gave us.
Yeah, that's real talk right there. Because like it was a song I was playing earlier tonight by this band called Alter Bridge, and the song was called "The Other Side." Now,
I've heard that.
Yeah, okay. So like to religious folks and to folks of faith, they'll hear that song, oh, that's a demonic song and everything. Nah, listen to that song, because that song is telling you what it is, and not what you want to believe or have faith in.
I'm the kind of person, and I've always been this kind of person. I want to see all sides of the story. I just don't want God to tell me what's up. Why don't I listen to Lucifer telling me what's up? I don't care if he's lying to me. I already have the blueprint right here. I have a blueprint right here. Now I will go listen to Lucifer and see what he says. Now I will go listen to Allah and see what he says. I'll go see what Buddha says. I'll go see what Shiva says. I'll go see what Zeus says. I'll go see what Odin says. Do you get what I'm putting forth here, Jay?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I will compare and contrast all these stories, and then I will come up with an answer, just like I do in reality. I sit everybody down individually, then together, just like a judge. Like Judge Judy. Judge Judy already knows the entire court case before she sits down on her fucking bench. Trust and believe that shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She definitely does. She definitely does.
And it's very rare Judge Judy gets surprised. But I'll tell you another Mandela effect. Judge Judy has never banged her gavel.
That is true. That is true.
That's a Mandela effect. That's a Mandela effect.
Yeah, I peeped that out a few years ago.
Yeah, that's a Mandela effect. Judge Judy always used the pin on her gavel thing. She didn't even close the case with the gavel. She hit it with the top of her fucking pin. You get my point?
Yep, exactly. Exactly. But that's to what you were saying about all sides. That's how I like to present things. It's like don't just look at one side and be like, okay, well, that's what it is. No, look at the whole picture, and then you could get the understanding of what it is. So like when people talk about God and the devil, well, once you go and you look at the all sides, you realize, wait, hold on, they're one and the same.
Have you ever heard the saying, besides from me, because you might have heard it from me if you've heard it recently, an angel will lie to you to get what they want, and a devil will tell you everything and allow you to decide. As well as I'll state, Yahweh God was the original tyrant, and Lucifer Morningstar was the OG resistance type.
Yep. Exactly. Because because when you're dealing with the devil and everything, you're going to get the truth. It may not be the truth you want, but you're going to get the truth. That's why, like, when people smile, just from the outlook, the smile is something that is supposed to be something that is gracious, joyful, happy, feeling good about themselves, right? But they forget that
I mean,
smile can also represent deceit, backstabbing, traitor. You know what I'm saying?
do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, I didn't even see what you put up because.
Oh no, I turned on my camera.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even see anything because on the stream every time I come on here, it only shows a green screen.
Oh wow, that's fucked up. You must be on the phone.
Yeah.
You must be stuck to the mobile device.
Yep. As usual.
No, while you was talking about smile and you changed over to the other side of the smile, I flipped my camera on and I made my grin get big and bigger and bigger. You get my point?
Yep.
And about the time you said traitor was at the point my grin was at the maximum. It was hilarious. You was like right on cue with it. You was right on cue with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like look at the Joker. The Joker smiles all the time, but his smile is evil.
Man, I don't care what anybody says. The Joker saved Gotham. 7 years apiece. The Joker saved Gotham. There was 7 years apiece after the Joker left. There was only like 3 year periods or 4 year periods after every other villain and shit.
Oh yeah.
It was 7 years before Bane showed the fuck up. Real talk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I was a Batman fan, but the Joker it was something about the Joker that just like I could fuck with that dude.
Yeah, it was something I read somewhere. It's like we admired superheroes whenever we were young, but we begin to relate with villains whenever we grow old.
Yeah, straight up.
How about Jafar from Aladdin? Do you remember that motherfucker?
Wait, who?
Jafar from Aladdin.
Oh, Jafar, yeah.
You didn't get it as a kid, but now if you go back and watch it, it's like, oh yeah, Jafar was epic. He was the shit.
Yeah, exactly. Although I will say, when I was a kid, Superman 2. No. It was Superman 3. When they did the split, it was the evil Superman and the good Superman. The evil Superman was kind of cool.
He turned back time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I only saw the one where he turned back time. But talk about the split, the two Supermen, the good and the bad one.
Okay, so and this was the one that Richard Pryor was in. So it was I forgot what the guy's name was, but it was this dude. I think was it? No. It was Gene Hackman played in the other one, but it was this dude. It was his girlfriend, and Richard Pryor was like this technical genius or whatever, and they basically brought him in to work on this equipment. Well, in the meantime, there was a chemical waste that happened. And it got onto Superman, and then he started to split. And then once he split, the good Superman kind of went away for a minute, and the bad Superman, the bad Superman went on to basically be Superman. And so every time he would interact with people that the original Superman knew, he was treating them hella differently and shit. And then so what ended up happening was they ended up, the good Superman ended up turning back into Clark Kent. And then they ended up having a showdown at this tow yard, where Clark Kent ended up outsmarting the bad Superman. And once he killed him, that's when basically he then became Superman again. It was almost like the spirit jumped back into Clark Kent, which transformed him back into Superman.
Right. Because Clark Kent was the good side of Superman that kept Superman in check, because without Superman being in check, we have Homelander.
Right, exactly.
Or fucking Omni-Man. What's his fucking name?
Oh.
Is that his name? Is it Omni-Man? Or we have Omni fucking Man?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah.
And dude, the little bit that I do know about Omni-Man, listen to his judgment. Nobody is allowed to conquer Earth because he is supposed to conquer Earth. Therefore, he will protect Earth from invaders so that he is the one to conquer Earth.
Right.
And that's Omni-Man's purpose. That's kind of what I've got from what I went into Omni-Man about. Like, I haven't watched it, but that's what I've got from my previews.
Oh, so I can see. Oh, wait, hold on real quick. Okay, I'm back.
Man, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Are you ready? Are you ready,
Oh,
dog?
okay, I'm listening.
All right. Pick any 4 major city, or maybe all 4 or 5 at the same time. I'll say Washington, D.C., Dallas, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, New York, and Los Angeles, California. Okay?
Okay.
All of these or one of these get attacked by extraterrestrial aircraft.
Right.
And yeah, that's my reaction. My reaction is I'd laugh. And this is on ABC, NBC, CBS, the standard alphabet news channels. You get my point?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about.
This is quote unquote legitimate.
Yeah.
And yeah, my reaction is to laugh at these fucking idiots who actually believe it. Yes, that's literally my fucking reaction, dog. I am not fucking joking. But what will we do after we stop laughing? Do we just light up a blunt and keep laughing? But what the fuck, dog? I do have the legitimate question whenever it happens. Because that seems more reasonable than one day we're going to wake up with 6 digits, like 6 fingers, because of Mandela's. But this one seems a little more logical. Like pick a major city. I don't give a fuck. Pick any major city. Denver, fucking Colorado. Oh yeah, let it be Denver, Colorado, and I will fall out of my chair. You want to know why? Because there is something underneath that fucking airport.
Oh hell yeah, it is. Yeah, I heard about that.
Let it be fucking Denver, Colorado. and let the airport get destroyed and shut down. Oh my fucking gosh. Let that shit happen. I will fall out of this
Man.
fucking chair. And me and you will be up here just like we was back in TWWRN whenever we predicted Jade Helm, where the military would like roll down our streets with tanks and shit to doing military exercises, quote unquote. Oh yeah, I've been here since Jade Helm 1.0, dog. That's how long I've been public. That's how long I've been publicly in the War of the Resistance. Just to let you know a timestamp for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's whenever I jumped ship and came out from underneath my rock. Definitely. But yeah, watch us in about a year or two. We come back and we have a conversation, and the Denver, Colorado International Airport has been destroyed. Watch us have this conversation.
No, and you know what? That's a conversation that we've actually had about the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge. You know,
I'm not caught up. The only thing I know about that is once they finish painting the Golden Gate Bridge, they have to restart it. I'm not very fluid in West Coast. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh no, it's good. So like those two bridges. So like the Bay Bridge, it connects San Francisco to the other side of the bay, San Mateo and all that, right? Now the Bay Bridge, that connects San Francisco to the other side of the bay, which I'm from, and Oakland and all that. So those two bridges have been on the hit list to be destroyed.
The earthquake will take care of that. And the earthquake's scheduled to happen within the decade of 2020. So, are your bags packed?
Are you looking for some water? They drank them up. Yeah. I put some in the freezer and they drank them up.
Okay, I'll wait to say that one.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was talking to you. I made a joke. You said something about the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge were scheduled for demolition. I made the joke of saying that the earthquake is scheduled to happen within the 2020 decade. So, are your bags packed?
Oh yeah, I'm already ready for it.
You get what I just said. If you're on the wrong side of the fault line, you're in the ocean and you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see you down in Arizona Bay, brother. I'll see you in Arizona Bay.
No, and see the thing about it is it's not even just the bay itself; it's the whole state.
Yeah, that's why I said I will see you in Arizona Bay.
Oh, Arizona! Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a reference to a Tool song.
No, and you know what the thing about it though is, they're actually. It's not even going to be Mother Nature per se. It's going to be a combination of Mother Nature and man. And what I'm saying is, so like a lot of these fires that we were having a few years ago were like we was literally in a cloud of smoke. Literally kind of like what New York just went through just a couple months ago. We was just in a cloud of smoke, right? But they was setting these fires on purpose. And it's hot.
Oh, I knew that.
So,
I knew that they intentionally set these fires on purpose. I had the post-it note on my desk, and it had your name on it, and I wanted to discuss this topic with you. It just came back to me. And I'm going to open it up like this. Did I interrupt your thought with your burning trees and they already set them on fire? They were setting them on fire.
No.
I apologize. Did you have another thought there?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I'm going to bring up the movie The Core.
Okay.
Okay, do you know the movie The Core where they drill to the center of the earth because the center of the earth, the core actually stopped spinning? Oh, but wait, America drilled a hole in Alaska all the way to the core of the earth. So now, instead of us going through the Mariana Trench, they're sending a nuke to restart the planet instead of us doing the actual plan. That's the movie. That's the movie, okay? That's the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did hear about the movie. I haven't watched it, but I have heard about it.
Okay. Okay, here. I'll snap my fingers and here comes reality. China has decided to drill to the center of the earth.
I believe it.
China has decided to drill 20 miles into their crust. And you and I both know science says 8 to 13 miles below the crust equals mantle. And they want to go 20 flat.
Yeah. Woo. They playing a dangerous game right there.
But you know why I referenced the core before I brought this up. Are we having a core race instead of a space race? Are we about to drill to the core? Have we already drilled to the core? Question mark. Did they drill to the core after they started controlling the atmosphere? I'm going to shut up now. I'm saying too much. I'm saying too much. I'm talking too loudly. I'm talking too loudly about the moon slowly moving away from the Earth and won't be here in another 50 years.
Those are questions that I've had myself. The more I get to understand what they're doing.
Will be noticeably smaller. Within the next 50 years, the moon will be noticeably smaller than what it is.
Yep.
Did you say what or right?
No, I was saying yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The moon is slowly moving away from the Earth, as well as the Earth is slowly not spinning as fast as it was, as well as the Earth is slowly not going around the sun as fast as it was. You know how we used to have this 1,000,000 miles an hour, this 1,000 miles an hour, and dot, 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 dot. Well, we're slowly getting to 999,999 of that scale now. We're slowing down. With this sole claim back in the 90s, the universe was rushing away from us. And now suddenly the universe is slowing down, running away from us. And actually, some scientists say that it's halted. Like we are no longer expanding. Like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of shit in the out there. There's a lot of shit on the surface here. And there's like 2 posted notes of, we're about to drill to the center of the earth. And I told you, we're on the conspiracy side. We're on the stuff that doesn't exactly stick to the wall, but it's a damn good throw.
Right. Yeah. That's well, you know, that's part of China's whole agenda. They want to control everything. Everything.
I said this earlier today, and I wonder what you think about it. All right, okay. China is going to act like they hit Taiwan, but it's actually going to be India that they hit. They're going to act like they were aiming at Taiwan, but their actual target was India. Because India is a silicone farm. And I'm talking about microchips. I'm talking about technology. I'm talking about computers. They already
you
took over
absolutely
Africa
right.
for the infrastructure. They already took over Africa for the infrastructure. China already took over Africa for the infrastructure. There is silicone mines in those Himalayas over there in India. And them Indian people in about 3 to 5 more years are going to be raking in the profit from all these computers that we're going to have to buy.
Woo. Exactly.
Because I'm telling you, you remember Y2K?
Yep.
Okay, that premise is going to happen before 2040 to all computers that are not set to 4-digit years.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that.
And it wasn't the fact that it lined up to one of our dates. It lines up to the end of their life expectancy. It's like end of life expectancy for a machine. It'll literally get to the end of the data allowed for it to record dates, and then it will shut off.
Mm-hmm. I have heard that. Yeah. And that's
Most
crazy.
things have 4-digit years, so most things we don't have to worry about. But if you have this old shit that still is a 2-digit year item, it might stop working because technology had an end life before. Now it doesn't.
Yeah,
Just saying,
like
now it doesn't. It can go for fucking 30,000 now. With these, it can hit 30,000 until it's dead in our human time span years. Go ahead, Jay.
yeah, like if you had a TV from 1997, ain't no way in the world that motherfucker gonna work today.
That motherfucker might work until 2028 if it doesn't have too much dust and there wasn't things crawling through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely end of life shit. Those big ass fucking tube TVs. Oh yeah, I dare you to try to get a tube TV to work this day and age.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah. That's that. You know, because and my point of that was they changed the code. Going
Oh,
going to your point, I was bringing that up as an example. Like they changed the code in how you watch TV. So like the old TVs, and I remember them saying if you didn't switch over to this code here, then you're not going to be able to get any TV.
okay, I'm gonna pick your brain really fucking hard here. All right, and we're on the same subject. I'm gonna say that we switched over to from analog, which was the rabbit ears, to digital, which is this high definition pixel shit. But I have to ask you a question. I have to ask you a very, very, very hard question, Jay. Now,
Okay.
whenever they was announcing this, that you would have to get a converter box, they called it DTV, and they kept on moving the date around. And it happened in 2008, and it happened before the Mandela effect. Like was actually in progress. Like the Monopoly man still had his monocle type shit, and they kept on announcing this DTV. It was D like in dog TV, not digital TV, not this satellite bullshit that you get the wrong fucking search for. It was called DTV, and it was supposed to like be in April, and then they moved it to August, and then they moved it around some more, and then as soon as it hit, Mandela fucking kicked in.
Yeah.
Like back in the old universe, whenever you was in your perceptional center and everyone else was just an NPC for your will. Back whenever reality was actually a paradise for you, but you chose your chaos.
Right.
Does that make sense? Doesn't that feel like the 80s and 90s and the early butt crack early 2000s?
Nah, nah, you're absolutely right. It makes a lot of sense.
And that was whenever religion was allowed because we was still in the linear time And the point, but what I'll wrap back around to is Elon Musk playing with loaded dice. He didn't know the answer. He just knew that he would find out the truth.
Right. Yeah.
They hit this button, changed it from a linear line to a multiverse line. Like, we could have been in a simulated verse, but now we're not.
Right.
We proved that there's multiple realities because of different people remembering different things. My Oscar Mayer Wiener was spelled different from yours.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No. And that's the thing. I was kind of touching on a couple of nights ago, where because I was talking about the different religions, and it was I was saying how, like, you can't tell, or an Israelite can't tell a Muslim that what he's saying is the truth, because him being Muslim, that is his truth. You being an Israelite, that is your truth. So you can't, whatever your truth is, that's what your truth is, based off of how you decide to live. So you can't necessarily say, okay, well, this is the truth, when my truth is completely different from yours.
The truth is not several paths leading to a single point. It is a single point with several paths.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know, but that's why I'll be like, you know, don't tell me what the truth is, when your truth is different from mine. We're kind of like, we have, like, it's like, okay, they believe in God, I believe in something greater than myself, whatever that may be. However, I got it.
I believe I am the greater entity within myself. Matter of fact, I know I am the entity within self.
Right. Yeah, I'm there too. Because, like, coming up out of that whole mindset, and the community that I was in, teaching us that, you are the God that they speak of in the Bible. And so that's kind of how I look at things. I am that God.
Yahweh gave it
At the
all
same time,
whenever he breathed the life of breath into Adam.
yeah. But I do believe that there is something. I got here some kind of way. I know the parent thing, mama thing, and all that. But outside of that, I know I got here some kind of way. So whatever.
You're a firm believer in the before. What is known as the before. You are a firm believer in the before existed.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
Now, do you have I know you understand it, but do you follow the understanding of reincarnation? And there's a follow-up question to this.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, now my follow-up question is, do you have the also added understanding that through reincarnation you can wind up at any time in point? Like, you can be a 12 AD Muslim girl. You can be a 26 AD rocket ship engineer. You get my point.
Oh yeah, because there's many different dimensions.
Okay, so you're on that layer. I'm glad you're on that layer because you might have ran across a short story called The Egg.
I've heard of it.
And it's basically what he runs through. But I like the creepypasta one. I like the creepypasta version where what happens to an atheist whenever they die. The guy is talking to God, quote, quote, but the name tag is blank. And he leads them, he has a conversation with them, and then he leads them down hallways, and he has two grunts behind him pushing him down the way. And you see different names of different heavens, okay? It's like our heaven, and then Allah's heaven, and then Shiva's heaven. And then he goes to the elevator, and we go down a level. And then we see Valhalla, we see Olympus. You get the old world heavens, okay? And then he leads them all the way down the hallway, and there's a whale. And he says, I give people what they believe in whenever they come to the afterlife. This is what you get. And he threw him in the whale.
Oh.
I like the creepypasta version of it compared to The Egg, where he explains reality and you're just reincarnated, and until you're mature enough, then you can evolve. I rather the creepypasta one where God himself throws a motherfucking atheist down the fucking well and says, this is what you get for believing in nothing.
Yeah.
And total darkness, dog. Like, that's what's down the well, deeper than the old heavens.
Exactly. Yeah, because like I know whenever my time comes up and I leave here, I know I'm going into a whole nother dimension. And of course, don't know what that dimension is, but I do know I'm going into that dimension. Hell, for all I know, I might come back into this dimension because I might not have accomplished something, or I needed to do something that I didn't get done, or whatever the reason may be that I end up coming back into this existence.
I have the perception of the collective and duality understanding that one or the other is correct. Those who choose the correct path move on. Those who do not choose the correct path get switched to the opposite and then move on because they have went through the filter, they learned their mistake, they went through the opposite, and they went through on to the afterlife. Do you get what I'm saying there? Like, their whole perception gets changed, their whole personality and everything. You get a wipe whenever you die and reincarnate, obviously, right?
Right.
You just may or may not remember fragments of memories and how you used to be. It doesn't mean that's how you are now.
Yeah. Deja vu.
Right. And through what I just theorized to you, I'm going to give you my personal experience, okay? I'm a duality that came from something that I perceive as the mirror universe. Because, yes, a lot of things here are opposite, legitimate backward reflections of what I remember them used to be. If you understand what I put down here. I was a duality. I was on the good side in my universe. And I get flipped over to this side, and I'm considered bad as a duality in the perception of understanding. Wait a minute. Did I just get filtered through saying that I was on the wrong side, being a good duality, now I'm a bad duality? Does that mean that I fucked up originally, and now I'm on the side I'm supposed to be, and now I'm going to go to the after this time? Did you catch what I said?
I hear you 1,000%. Wow.
Yeah, you're 10 billion% with me. Now you're confused on whether heaven and hell is heaven or hell.
Yeah.
Now that's quite the 5-finger death punch. Thanks for asking.
Yeah,
now go
that's
check out that song.
right there.
You like music? Yeah, there was an artist in a song, 5-finger death punch. Thanks for asking.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, like now you're confused whether heaven is hell or heaven or hell or what the fuck is going on here. Like, yeah, this is what I do. And bro. It's hilarious, and honestly, this is entertaining. But from the Christian point of view, would I not be considered Lucifer himself for making you question Yahweh and tempting you with every
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
thing? Like, come on,
Oh,
dog. Why do you think I claim myself as the grandson? Yeah, I said that. But it makes me the great grandson of Yahweh. Raises a finger.
uh-huh. Yeah, right, right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, hey man, I'm about to go ahead and end this.
Trips Holmes, I'll dip right now so you can do your closing arguments.
Okay. Right on for coming through. Great conversation as always. Curse Zero in the house. If y'all ain't winning and subbed up, make sure y'all go over there and sub up. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Show some love and all that good. So it's another one in the books. And I'll be back at it again tomorrow. It will be me and Sav. We will have our show Next Level. Stay tuned for the details. It'll either be on my channel or be on his channel. So look out for that. And y'all have a good night. Peace.